Many of life's big decisions involve some sort of financial planning. My goal right now is to demonstrate how ESPlanner can help you objectively evaluate alternative scenarios for these decisions. The goal is to maximize, smooth, and protect your sustainable standard of living. We'll be comparing these cases on a ceteris paribus basis, meaning that we'll be comparing the alternatives to a base case. ESPlanner will take care of the other important factors such as federal and state taxes and Social Security benefits. This will allow us to focus our attention on the sustainable standard of living. So let's get into it. Start by going to basic.esplanner.com. I will now show you an application of the life cycle model. We'll be comparing getting the same job in different locations. Important things to consider in this situation are the different median wages and renting versus buying your housing. We'll start with the base case of being an account executive in Los Angeles and renting your housing. So go ahead and click Please Begin Planning. We're going to start with a single male, age 30, with no children, and who'd like to have a job in Los Angeles, California. Economics-based planning is what we're going to use. And we're going to use the default retirement age of 65. Median earnings for Los Angeles for an account executive are $68,000. So go ahead and input that here and here. We're going to use the average rate of return on regular assets, but start with $10,000. The rent for this particular apartment is $1,450. No special expenses, no other income, default settings for Social Security, and assumptions. And there we go, we're going to create our first plan. So the most important result is the living standard. So if we go ahead and click annual results, we're given a number of suggestions. We notice here that the living standard for a 30-year-old account executive living in Los Angeles and renting housing is $19,608. We'll come back to these results at the end. For case 2, we will begin by changing only one factor. Instead of renting, we will plan to purchase our home in Los Angeles. Begin by clicking Housing, remove the rent, and input the values for the housing. And proceed to create your new plan. In cases 3 and 4, we'll change the location to Orlando, Florida for renting and purchasing a home respectively. Change the data just as we did in the previous examples by changing the location to Orlando, Florida, change the earnings, assets, housing, and special expenses, and then proceed to create your new plans. Here are the final results. As you can tell, working in Orlando, Florida and purchasing a home gives you the highest standard of living, 12.5% higher than the next best option, and that's what ESPlanner can do. Allow you to apply lifecycle economics to evaluate financial decisions with the goal of maximizing, smoothing, and protecting your sustainable standard of living. Thanks for watching.